Dear viewers, our topic today is comparison between Shakespearean comedy and Ben Jonson's comedy. Shakespearean comedy often revolves around romantic entanglements, mistaken identities, and reconciliations, blending humor with complex plots. In contrast, Ben Jonson's comedies like Volpone or The Alchemist focus on satirical social commentary, often exposing the vices of characters in a city setting. While both use humor, Shakespeare emphasizes characters and emotions. On the other hand, Jonson focuses on societal criticism and intellectual wit. In this discussion, we have selected one work from each writer to make a comparison between their techniques of writing comedy. Shakespearean Comedy, Twelfth Night. Twelfth Night, one of Shakespeare's most celebrated comedies, showcases the bard's characteristic blend of humor, romance, and intricate plots. The play, believed to have been written around 1601, is a testament to Shakespeare's ability to navigate the complexities of human relationships with wit and theatrical flair. In Twelfth Night, mistaken identities form a central theme, adding a layer of comedic confusion. Viola, shipwrecked and assuming the disguise of Cesario, becomes entangled in a love triangle involving Duke Orsino and Olivia. This intricate web of relationships creates opportunities for situational comedy, especially when Olivia falls for Viola thinking she is a man. Shakespeare masterfully employs language, employing puns, wordplay, and clever repartees. The character of Hasty, the witty fool, contributes to the humor through jests and songs, underscoring Shakespeare's commitment to weaving humor into various elements of the play. While Twelfth Night contains moments of farce, it is ultimately a comedy that explores themes of love, identity, and the transformative power of these forces. The play's resolution brings about marriages and reunions, aligning with the traditional comedic structure that Shakespeare often adhered to in his works. Ben Jonson's comedy, The Alchemist. In contrast, Ben Jonson's comedy, exemplified by The Alchemist, takes a satirical approach to society, exposing human vices and follies. Written around 1610, The Alchemist is a dark comedy set in London where con artists exploit the gullibility and greed of their victims. The play revolves around the characters of Subtle, Face, and Doll Common, who pose as alchemists, promising to transform base metals into gold. The satirical edge lies in the portrayal of the gullible characters who fall prey to these fraudulent schemes, reflecting Jonson's critique of the pervasive dishonesty in society. Unlike Shakespearean comedies, Jonson's humor is often more intellectual and less reliant on romantic entanglements. The Alchemist showcases his keen observation of human nature and a critical examination of societal norms, portraying a darker and more cynical perspective compared to Shakespeare's works. Ben Jonson's theory of humors in classical unities. Ben Jonson was not only a playwright but also a critic who articulated his views on drama. His theory of humors, derived from ancient medical beliefs, posited that human temperament was influenced by four bodily fluids or humors: blood, phlegm, black bile, and yellow bile. Each humor was associated with specific personality traits, and an imbalance of these humors was thought to result in different temperaments. This theory is reflected in Jonson's characterizations in The Alchemist. The characters embody different humors contributing to the satire. For example, Subtle represents the sanguine temperament, Face the choleric, and Dole Common the phlegmatic. Jonson also adhered to classical unities, a set of dramatic rules derived from Aristotle's Poetics. These unities include unity of time, place, and action. The alchemist largely conforms to these principles, with the events unfolding in a single day, in one location, and following a coherent plot centered around the alchemical deceptions. Comparison. Shakespeare and Jonson approached comedy with distinct styles and thematic focuses. While Shakespeare delved into the intricacies of human emotions and relationships, Jonson used comedy as a vehicle for social critique, often exposing the moral shortcomings of individuals and society at large. Twelfth Night adheres to a more traditional romantic comedy structure. The play is imbued with a sense of optimism, and its resolution involves the coming together of characters in marriage, reinforcing the transformative power of love. The humor is light-hearted, with the mistaken identities and playful banter contributing to the overall joyous tone. On the other hand, The Alchemist is a darker comedy that exposes the moral decay of its characters and society. Jonson's use of satire and the portrayal of deceitful practices align with his critical stance on the prevalent vices of his time. The humor in The Alchemist arises from the absurdity of the situations and the gullibility of the characters, offering a more biting and intellectual form of comedy compared to Shakespeare's romantic comedies. In conclusion, while both Shakespeare and Jonson contributed significantly to the comedic genre of the Elizabethan and Jacobean eras, their approaches were divergent. Shakespeare's comedies often explored the complexities of love and human relationships, employing a mix of humor and sentimentality. Jonson, on the other hand, used comedy as a tool for social criticism, infusing his works with intellectual wit and a darker perspective on human nature. The adherence to Jonson's theory of humors and classical unities in The Alchemist further distinguishes his comedic style from Shakespeare's more romantic and emotionally driven approach. Thank you very much.